Good afternoon. I know it's a bit of a weird one. I've gone live again during the day, and again, it's to cover one of these magazines. So this time we are on issue number two. Now I've covered issue number 2, majority of it before. The one thing I didn't do is cover the lore in the magazine and actually put the models together from the magazine. Now I think I've put together a total of 12 Von Ryan's Leapers so far on this channel, or is it 9? I'm not sure. Those are the last ones I got, I know that much. And I painted the last set that I got on stream because I already had them put together, so I thought I wouldn't do it. But this time I'm going to read through the lore and put them together, knowing that I've done the painting and I've done the battle on other videos, which are linked in the description down below. So if you want to have a look at those, feel free. So a quick drink of coffee because I've not been comping fences that long. I wake up much, so first of all, rip the big plastic cardboard sheet off where it tells us what we're going to be getting. Next time it's $9.99 an issue from now on. But next time it will be 5 Infernus Marines, which, yes, I already have 5 Infernus Marines. I don't have these little cards, so I'm not entirely sure what they're supposed to be for. So anyone will find that out now, and that'll be next week. If I manage to pick up that copy, that is. If I don't, then I do apologise. I'll miss issue 3. But we have issue 2 now to go through, so let's get cracking, shall we? First of all, get annoyed with plastic and take a knife to it. The good old-fashioned method. And then we remove the magazine. Now, obviously, the actual models themselves and all the bases do come equipped and are all in the bag ready to go. Pop those to one side for a minute, because I can't remember what actually this magazine said. There's only one. The best way to do that is to let's have a look and find out, shall we? Again, the little you can sign up for this, and get it posted to you. That's what they've got on this one. Again, I think they give them out in like the first 7 issues. So in this one, just to go through the contents. I don't know why I said it like that. Weird, I know. Okay, so first thing it does is tell us how to build. How to paint, even though it's not give us any paints yet. And then the reading section, which is the one I want to do today, which is the Imperium, Vanguard Swarms, and Invasion Swarms for the Tyranids. Bit of collecting what it looked like, and as I said, I've already covered the how to play in the video down in the description below if you want to check that out. Like after the live stream, of course. So we're going to go through it in order. So we're going to do the build thing, and I've just dropped how many bases have I just dropped on the floor? Oh no, I've just dropped all 3 bases on the floor. There's 1, there's 2, and there's a bag of Space Marines. Oh, where's base number 3? It disappeared too. Oh, base number 1, base number 2. Sprue of Von Ryan's Leapers. Now, base number 3 is not there anymore because it's fallen out of the rolling box. So, quick look around. Do not tell me I have just lost my 3rd base. I've just opened the damn thing. I've got enough issue 1s down there, but they don't have the right size bases, do they? Does issue 1 have spare bases for the right size? No. But that doesn't mean to say that I don't have a spare base for the right size. We also have the one for the Lieutenant, which I don't particularly need off the top of my head right now because I've got loads of them, or I can just find the base that's actually missing. So we can put Lieutenant's base back now. He can have his base back. So now I've gone over that complete farce, we come to the magazine. So we've been through these type of things before. So we need sections 1, 2, and 3, and then 4 and 8. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me as well. And then 5 and 9, and then 6 and 7, and it all goes together. So 1, 2, 3. At least this time it does the first bit in order. I've just got to find them. It says 1 is a body section with a horn on it, which is going to be that one there. I've always got to remember my camera's not there, it's there. It's a slight difference. So, as we went through last time, we clip, we demold, get rid of all the mold lines. Now, I haven't washed the sprue for the eagle-eyed amongst you who saw me just take it straight out of the packet and not wash it. I know I've not washed the sprue, but I don't intend to be painting these ones straight away. So I'll give them a wash before I actually paint them, because I'm getting quite the collection of Von Ryan's leapers now. 1, 2 is a half of a body somewhere, which is up in this top corner here. Top corner, bottom corner, whichever corner, well, technically, because that's what it's, so yeah, it is the top left corner. If you're looking at the numbers, so you can read them correctly. That's number 2, and 3 is some little spindly bits that are coming out of there. Oh, that's a bit of crap, Graham. That's a bit. See, this is why I've decided that I'm going to just go to my local WH Smith for mine until they stop stocking it. And then I'm going to have to stop doing videos. But this is the second time I've had issue 2. So I was in the catchment range for it when they did the trial run. But last time I didn't do the how to build and I didn't do the lore section. I thought I'll wait until it actually came up to the issue being out for everybody, and then I'll cover the how to build and lore section. I've done the battle though, and oh god, did I get some really, really bad rolls in that battle. I mean, you've still got, I don't know, it is 40 minutes late, but that might be the postie's fault rather than Hachette's. Not that I'm trying to give them excuses, but if your postie's running late, then there's not really much they can do about it. But if it doesn't arrive by today, then yeah, straight on the email or on the phone. It's like, yeah, what's going on? You should have had this done by now. Get me my magazine. I don't think when I did the first one that they did, I can't even remember what it's called now. Is it Conquest? Conquest was the first one, wasn't it? Conquest, Imperium, and now Combat Patrol. So yeah, when I did Conquest, I don't think I got any late deliveries. I got a few deliveries that I forgot to opt out of, because they do pile extras on for you if you don't pay attention to the letters. They will very quickly just start sticking extra binders and stuff, and well, you didn't say no to this, so we're going to charge you for it and send it you anyway, is their method of making extra money out of you. So 2 go slotted into the side there, and then 3 finishes off the weird tentally mar thing, which I've just dropped on my desk and almost dropped off the desk. Yeah, see, with Stormbringer, did they do the same with Stormbringer? We're just going to send you this and charge you for it. If you don't want it, you should have told us earlier. Good morning, BC. In fact, you've just reminded me, I've not done the thing, have I? I've not done the thing. Which I can't do there. I can't put it in there because I'm an idiot. I tried to put it in Discord, not in Discord. StreamYard's chat, and it doesn't work if you try and put it in StreamYard's chat. So what we need to do now is try and find my channel. My channel. I do have a channel, apparently. I can actually remember. All right. Yes, and then I can put that up, and that's the bit I forgot to do. I'll get there eventually. So 1, 2, 3 are done. So let's mute myself because, well, I don't like my own voice. And we've done 1, 2, and 3, and now we need to find number 8 and number 4 because that makes perfect sense. I have not played Space Marine 2, mainly because it's 50 odd quid, and I don't have 50 odd quid because I have a kitty cat's vets to pay for, and my kitty cat's more important than a game. So I won't be getting Space Marine 2 yet. Or probably for a while, actually, for that matter. There's 8. You see it? Yeah, we can. But it does look fun. I've seen clips of people playing Space Marine 2, and it does look like essentially Space Marine 1. It looks like it plays like Space Marine 1. And I enjoyed that. That's not a bad thing. Yeah, that's a better one. I'll grab it on half price on Steam come Christmas. So what do you want for Christmas? Steam credit. Boom, boom, boom. Finish off the rest of the ones that I've not got. Okay, so we've just done 8, which was up there. But we also need 4, which is the opposite end of the sprue. Of course it is. 4's next to 11, where 8 was at the other end. The logic of Games Workshop. And I'm aware that Games Workshop do not have logic. Yep. Poor little kitty cat. She's not been well, is one way of saying it. She's on a medication, and we've got to take her back to have another checkup for some little lumps. So I'm hoping it's just benign cysts. But as I don't know for certain, better safe than sorry. So number 4, which is the leg. Now it has a tiny little nubbin bit there. Good afternoon, Buzzard. Yeah, I don't want people start thinking I do. People start thinking I'm a nice guy. It's like, no, I'm a twat, complete wanker, fucktard, and any other fucking way you can think of it. But yeah, we don't want people to get the wrong impression now, do we, BC? Buzzard, if you'd like to come up for a chat, or BC, if you'd like to come up for a chat, or anyone else, Graham, I've posted the link for you. Okay, so that was 4 and 8. Now we're on for 5 and 9. So trying to show you where I'm up to on here. We're now up to this section here, so we need 5 and 9. Those are where we're up to. 5 is there, because this is the one with the little nubbly bits. You've got to remember, don't chop those bits off, because those are the bits that stick in the base and stop us having to glue it. None of these should require glue at all. Wanker, twat, arsehole. I'll see you next Tuesday. I mean, I can be nice. It's not like I'm a complete twat all the time. It's just I just sound like it. It just comes out of my mouth like that. So there's not really much I can do sometimes. If I don't whisper, essentially, which is what I'm doing now, which I am practically whispering at the moment, then apparently my voice travels through the house quite well. And, well, it sounds quite patronizing, apparently. I don't see the problem, but why would I? It's coming out of my mouth, and I know what I mean. It is grim up north. It's particularly grim this morning. It went pissing down on us. Put the spoon the right way around so I can find number 9. No, 9 should be another small hook claw thing. So there it is. I found it at last. Grim. Well, it's grim up north. Plus, we're also, in this case, covering the grim dark of the 41st millennium, where there is no peace, there is no respite, there is only war. Such a happy thing, that, isn't it? What do you play a game about? Death and war. Is there any good things? Yeah. You can collect the completely hedonistic Slanesh things if you're a kinky fucker. They'll get you 3-titted women all over the place. If you like gross, smelly stuff, they can cover you on that as well. You've got your Nurgle. If you're a pretentious cunt, you can either go Eldar or you can go for Slanesh. Zeech. You've got 2 choices for that one. If you're a xenophobic nutcase, then obviously you choose humans. Any of the factions of humans will cover that little set for you, whether you go for Space Marines, Sisters of Battle, or the Imperial Guard. They will have your xenophobic nutter covered for you. Now, how is this supposed to go in? This is supposed to go in kind of like a very weird angle. So I don't like this one. This one's going in at a very odd angle. There we go. See, they put the pins on so we don't have to use glue. But because they've got the pins on, you've kind of got to get them at the right angle to go in. Otherwise, they just don't slot in at all. Okay, final 2 pieces for Ryan Sleeper number 1, which is 6 and 7. I'll show you where they are in the magazine. 6, which is going to be its top left, and 7, which is going to be its top right. And 6 is the one that's closed and not ready for thingy, so that should be really easy to find. Yep, there it is. There's 6. Oh, and there's 7. That was quick. That was quick and easy enough for them both. So I am on a time limit on this one as well. So I have got about 1 hour and 20 minutes before I must come off and be out of my door. There is no debating on that one. I've got to leave at that time. So if I suddenly start accelerating for unknown reasons for some people, it is because I need to go collect my son from school. So I do have a valid reason. Honest. I realised I put one of the arms in the wrong place, which is not a good thing to do. And we missed the left arm, and we try to find out how he's going to slot in there. It would actually, if it was to actually use my head and get the models that I've already built as a reference. So in this case, this one's this fella. To actually get him out and go, oh, right, that's the angle it's supposed to be at. That might help. So let's do that, shall we? Let's get the one out I've built before, so I've got a reference. And then I'm not just trying to randomly figure out which sections go in where and what angle they go at. Use your head, lads. Use your head. You've got one there for a reason. High time you make use of it. You got all this coming from what you're gonna have Graham doing all this soon when his delivery arrived. He's gonna have the first 4 issues. So he's also gonna have, is it? Oh no, you get the first 2 issues in your first delivery, and then it's 4 after that, isn't it? So he'll have the Tyranny Prime, or Winged Warrior as I'm using them as, and Terminator Captain, who's nice and easy to put together. I just have to have 4 behind me that are waiting for me to. Did I just cut out the wrong one? Ah, sugar. I just cut out the wrong one. So, whose arm are you? You're that one. Right, so when I come to do this one, which is the one that's kind of jumping to the side a bit, that's his arm. Don't let me forget that, because I've clipped out the wrong one like an idiot. Because I was talking and I wasn't paying full attention. So back to number 7, which I got everything apart from one clip done and then just clipped out a completely different one because I wasn't paying attention. There we go. Oh dear. Oh wait a minute, no, Space Bears. Ha 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 ha. I knew there was something I wanted to talk to you about. Those Space Bears. What other animals have you got? Because I've just done the volume 1 of the Cats and Catacombs, so I've just finished the first 6. With what I went through a moment ago, I won't be getting the next 6 because, well, I need to make sure Kitty Cat's done first. So, Graham, what other animals do you have? Because I'm not adverse to paying somebody to print some out and send them to me. And you're saying you're going to have a shop. That sounds like a good idea to me, because you're going to have animal prints that you can send to me, and I can pay you for them. And hopefully, it's going to be cheaper than going to. Right, you got the commercial license for the bears for that. Right, so once you've got your shop set up, I'll have a look. Because those Cats and Catacombs things, even though they're smaller than all these, and this one's still not going in, even though he's supposed to be waving his arm around the top of his head, he's still not fitting. Yeah, since I've done them Cats and Catacombs things, I had some quite good fun. Yeah, see, I've tried sculpting. As you can see, I've got 2 little turtles here. It's not been going well, but it was my first 2 attempts. My first attempt, I forgot to put a core in, so it squished. My second attempt, I put a tinfoil core in, and she didn't squish. Why won't this arm go in where it's supposed to? I know it's 7. 7's supposed to go in here. Right, there is something else you can do if you get into the position that I'm currently in. Now, this is supposed to be glue. I'm about to find out if it is, because I'm going to do a small tester first with a brush. Where's a brush that I can use? I don't want to use a good brush, so let's get one of the Citadel starter brushes. And best way to test is to get 2 bits of sprue. Clink, clink, clink. And snip that bit off there. So I've got 2 bits of sprue. Now we get a bit of the glue. Or what I believe to be glue. It should be glue, just I've never used it before. and see if it is actually glue or if I found something that's not what I wanted it to be. So Humbrol clear fix. I'm guessing that's what I'm going to need to put onto the transfers, which means I've got no fucking glue. Good job I did it on a test before I decided to clip that off, isn't it? So now I'm going to have to sit here and argue and kerfuffle with this for a minute. I said I wanted to do it quickly. As soon as I say I wanted to do it quickly, the second frigging, is it? No, first model causes problems. Right, how's his arm in? Oh, it's kind of running parallel up next to his horn. Yeah, I know, Sparkles. Don't worry. We'll resolve it. That will do for fixing any transfers on in the future, though. So don't worry. It's not a waste. It's just not the thing I needed right now. Don't worry. We will. When I go shopping for my ivory, which Graham's the one who's kind of taught me into that one, to go shopping for about 4 different ivories. When I go shopping for my ivory, I'll pick up another block of another pot of glue then. I shouldn't need one for the time being, because at the moment I've just got to force 2 little nubbly bits into a base. Close the snips so I'm not damaging it, and just force it down. Force it in there. It doesn't matter what she says, forcing's good. So that gives us number 1, and number 1 already painted from the last time. And now we move on to number 2. So I know I have clay fix now. That's good. I just need to sort my glue situation out. It was my own fault. I left the top off the glue last time, so it's not like I can blame anyone except for my son. Okay, so number 2 and number 3. It's going to be simple. All right, so now we need 10, 11, 12, 13, 17, 14, 18, 15, 16, 19. So we need 10 through 19. Having just put one together, we should be okay. Now, I'm not sure which one I clipped out. 25 is the one I clipped out by mistake, so that is the 3rd one. That's good. So no, that piece there is going to be on the last one that I make. So 10. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. How many little nubbly bits? Ah! 10. Elfin, 12. Elfin? Elfin. So let's go back to Graham's sculpting for a moment, because he said he's going to be sculpting his own models as well, which, as I said, because I've tried it myself, I've got at least a base level understanding of that ain't that easy. You've got to know how to use the tools correctly. Unless, of course, you're sculpting on something like 3ds Max, or you're doing 3D sculpting, which is a bit of a different thing. Then you just got to make sure all your vertices are correct and you've got enough grab points so you can smooth out all the other layers. You listen to me like I know what I'm talking about. I've got a fucking clue, really. Yeah, so that bit goes in there. And I forgot to shave his head, because he's got a nubbly bit on the back of his head now. Because you can actually see it on the blurred camera, which is bad. If the blurred camera's picking it up. Ah, right, okay. Oh, I see. Because I've got the earphones on, I don't always hear people coming in behind me. And Sparkles has just nipped in, picked up a bunch of keys, which startled the crap out of me because I wasn't expecting her to do that. I thought she was upstairs. And what time? I've still got over an hour left. We're doing good. We're doing good. I think. I hope. I say we're doing good anyway. And if I'm happy at the speed that I'm going, then I can't really complain. I can complain, but I'm not going to. I have the ability to complain about pretty much anything. You've just won the lottery. Is that it? See? It's easy. And next, so we've done, because of the light on this thing, so we've done this section. Next we need 18 for his claw and 14 for his leg. Well, that's a nice and easy one. So 18's up here. Snip. Go. Luckily, I am not torturing you at all with the songs that are going through my head. Good afternoon, Kirsty and Dolly. Good afternoon. Thank you for coming to join us on this lovely, sunny and wet. Is it Wednesday today? Is it Wednesday today? I don't even know what day it is at the moment, to be quite honest. I've completely lost track of everything. Right, no, I've clipped 18 out and it wanted me to go do 17 first. Of course, I've got it. Right, so we are on Wednesday, okay. I've not completely lost my mind. I've remembered the day of the week. It's a good sign, that, isn't it? I've remembered what day of the week it is. Now, it's a bit of a trick question now, because obviously, depending where you are in the world, I don't know if you quite jumped over to Wednesday yet. So that question might have actually had multiple answers, and it would have confused me even more. Today is issue 2, and I'm covering the bits that I didn't cover when the trial period was on. So when I did this issue last time, I did the painting, because I've already put these together numerous times now on my channel. And I did the battle, the quick battle thing. So I've already got those videos up. They've been up for a few months now. But what I didn't do is put them together or cover the lore parts. So what I'm going to do today is that bit. I'm going to put them together, and I'm going to cover the lore sections regarding, I think it's the different types of kind of army styles you can take. So if you want to play just big monsters with the Tyranids, for instance, there is a rule that just, or an army set that lets you just have special rules to take big monsters. Oh, this is that one, isn't it? I forgot about that. Camera. And this is 17 and goes at that weird angle. That's a good thing, is I've put multiple of these together already, so I have references, and I can just pull out another model and go, where's that arm supposed to be? Oh, I've got it. Right, okay. So I can reference it to stop me from making huge mistakes, especially since I've just found out I have no glue to rectify any. I'm a little bit disappointed with myself, in fairness, Ali. I had a little bit of a smoker's relapse last day. Monday night and yesterday. I had a bit of a smoker's relapse. in all fairness, I say a relapse. Within the entire period, I had 10. And it was like the little cigar type ones as opposed to actual cigarettes. So it wasn't like I had a pack of 20. And yeah, I had a relapse. So I'm not feeling too good about that. But today I have had nothing. I've got my patch back on. Don't get me wrong, it is niggling away at me something rotten, but not as bad as when I first started. That was awful. That I don't want to do again. That's just a straight no. If I get to that point again, I'm just going to become a smoker again. I can't do that. Well, for now, yeah. As I said, if it comes to that section again where it's like, well, your willpower's giving up for that one, then I'll probably just end up becoming a smoker again. So I'm going to do my best not to. Fridays I should be okay with still, so it shouldn't be an issue. I've just got to get past that bit, which is never fun. Okay, so he's 16 and 15, which are big spindly ones. So there's 16. I mean, it doesn't help that I'm actually on stage 2 of the patches now, and it's the second set of stage 2 that I was at, because I decided to do it in my own order, not in the order that they say. They say you're supposed to be on stage 1 for 2 weeks, and I decided stage 2 was going to be 2 weeks instead, and just do stage 1 for 1 week. Because I'm smart like that. And it's been doable. Don't get me wrong, I've been pacing and I've been irritable, but nowhere near as bad as if I'd just gone cold turkey and decided, no, I'm just stopping completely. That's not good. That's not good at all. No, you don't. No, you don't want to be. If they're giving you rashes and stuff and making you feel ill, then yes, don't use them. I've touch wood. I've been okay with it so far. Same place for each one, which is right above my TB scarf when I was a baby. For when I had my vaccination. Which one was that? That was 16, so 15. So the all go on up there. But yeah, they shouldn't be doing that. Have you tried either the chewing gum or the pouches, not the patches? Similar thing to chewing gum, but you don't chew it. You just kind of leave it in your mouth. It's supposed to burn a little bit, but it can work. Good morning, Daniel. I forgot that you're in the different. Yeah, it's morning for you, isn't it, Rindinka? I forgot that. No, yeah. Your Rumble channel's been causing me issues now because they won't let us get the app over here in the UK. I don't get any notifications at all. So you're gonna have to go cold turkey then, Kirsty. You're gonna have to go. You're gonna have to do the cold turkey method. If the nicotine aids don't help, there is only one other method. Well, yeah, cold turkey is I've tried cold turkey a few times in the past, and I've never been able to do it that way. If it wasn't for the fact that I've used patches in the past for like long train journeys and stuff. So, yeah, I can I know that the patches will work that way for me, so it's not too bad. But yeah, given the option, I would have rather not have to go through it. Like that, but hey, I wish I had the willpower for cold turkey, but I don't. I'm going to have to deal with it, essentially. This tiny little bit. That's basically, this is a tiny little bit of base detail. It's not important. It doesn't need to be on there, but it fills in the hole. See? So that little bit there is actually not part of the model, but it fills in that hole. Oh yeah, the nicotine patches are essentially will pump you full of nicotine as though you were a smoker. If you start on stage 1, it's like you're a 20 a day smoker. Here's a patch that will give you that amount of nicotine. So you go, yay, and start off with that one. It's like, what, 21 milligrams being released into your system over 16 hours. I'm on the 14 at the moment. Next set I get will be the 7 milligrams. And hopefully, after a week of the 7s, I will be on nothing. You see, yeah, they'll get you. They'll get you more than anything, then, mate. They will. They will absolutely run you through the ringer. Way more than cigarettes will. And they cost you more as well. I mean, some people say there's such thing as a good X. There's only one good X I could think that might possibly work out, but I don't want that to become the case. I'd rather her stay my partner instead. It's much more enjoyable. But I think if I keep buying all these plastic cracks, she may eventually kick me out. So we'll see. It depends. If the living room gets taken over with too many plastic models, I may have to find somewhere else to live. I'll try and keep it on the minimum. You see, yeah, you started at 30, and I know you're younger than me, Daniel. So I'm not saying it's any easier if you pick it up later. But I started when I was 16, and that's what 24, 25 years of smoking. So it's the hand habit I need to get out of more than anything. All the time. What do you mean you don't believe? No, it's tobacco I've cut out, Kirsty. Let's make that distinction. Let's make that distinction so now you can believe it. It's tobacco that I'm cutting out. And for those who don't understand what that difference means, good. For those who do understand what that difference means, well, you'll understand why it's just tobacco. It's expensive over here. Those 10 little cigars that I bought on Monday because it just got too much for me. I was having alcohol. I was coming up on stream. The anxiety was just getting to me. It was just, yeah. There was no way I was getting through Monday's stream without both alcohol and nicotine on. So I needed them. It got to the point. I was like, no, I can't get through this. I've got to. So I went out and got them, and yeah, those 10s. It cost me £8 for 10 little cigars, but it'll cost you £32 for a £50 packet of tobacco. So stick with the, what is it, $12.50 for a week's worth of patches, and hopefully I've only got 1 more week's to buy, and then it'll be considerably cut down from there. Yeah, exactly. But giving up the tobacco kind of made me want a drink. I want something. I needed something. It is all a habit. So I cracked open a bottle of red wine, like you do. I've not talked you through this one. Right, sorry, this one. Distracting talking about addictions and habits and stuff. So we're on for number 3. So this one started with 20, 21, and 22, which I put together without actually telling you because I'm an idiot. Then it's 27 and 23. Now I already have one of them cut out, which I believe is 25, which is along the last road. So next ones is 27, 23, and that'll cover this side of the model for his lower arms and his leg. 27 is that one, and then 23 is right next to it, and then you got 28 and 24, and then we get 26 and 25, and then 29, which will go on the base. So 23 and 27, please. It can be, but because I have the channel, I wish to do as much as I can on here, which therefore limits the amount of time I get to spend on here. There's nothing wrong with that, Ali. There is nothing wrong with that. In fact, if it wasn't for you, Kirsty, and a few of the other habitual commenters, I wouldn't have kept this up for as long as I have. I would not be here 3 years later after my starting point, because I wouldn't have seen any reason for it. I wouldn't have. I need the communication. I need the comments. This is why I do it online. I can't just sit here and do it. Well, the painting part of it anyway. I can sit here and put models together, no problem. That's easy. That's why all my models were put together before I started the channel. What I can't do is sit down and concentrate on painting, which is why I concentrate on this, both this side and this side, and the painting just gets done round it. Can you imagine what happens if I could concentrate on this stuff? Jeez, I might actually be good at it. Might. I'm not saying I would. Yeah, I talk a lot. I try to talk a lot. Talking. If I don't, my brain goes off on a little wander and a tangent, and I forget what I'm doing, and then I have to try and refocus, and then my brain goes, but I don't want to do that. I want to sing in the Hall of the Mountain King. And then I've got to say, no, we're not humming in the Hall of the Mountain King. Stop it. And then it complains. It's basically a constant. Oh, right. You lot can talk all the time. That's fine. Yeah, I've just got to stop my brain from distracting me, which, believe it or not, is very bloody difficult. And no, I've not been tested for ADHD or anything like that. I don't intend to be tested for ADHD or anything like that, because, well, they're just going to say, yeah, you're on the spectrum somewhere, for one very simple reason. We're all on the bloody spectrum somewhere. Well, anyone who's done it, yes, fair play. I'm still in the process of attempting, so I'm not quite in there. No worries. You have a good day, and I'll see you later, Dan. Don't work yourself too hard. Not that you would anyway. No more decking. It's not like you're doing manual labour anymore. You just got to deal with the stress of crap. I forgot to press record, and that's a stress all in itself, guys. Sorry, some slipped out then. So this is what happens when my energy levels start to come back to what they should be. I start getting a little bit crazy, a little bit jumpy, and a little bit bouncy. She's really annoying for pretty much everybody. Because when I say I bounce, I mean I literally bounce. Not good for my knees. It's not good for my knees. So that's part 26. Which leaves us with just part 29. Part 26 goes on this side. It's supposed to go in. Right, part 26 is supposed to go in that little hole there. But as you can see, I've already got an arm in the way. You can give me requests. Whether or not I'll know them is a different matter. Whether or not you'll enjoy it afterwards as well is a different matter. Well, go on. I'll take requests for today. I've still got about 30 odd minutes. And I'm not reading yet. So I can always take a few quick ones. Well, I look for the missing base. Right, now how does this one go in? This one goes in at the back, leaning to one side. Of course it does. So it goes in the back one. Kind of. I'm just going to end up dropping this in a minute. I know I am. I can see it. Kind of to the back, leaning to one side. Ish. No, I've always seen I've put it in a different spot to that one. So how have I put that one in? I've got some of these are different. Yellow Submarine. I don't know how it starts. Oh, wait a minute. In the town where I was born. And that's about all I can remember how it starts. I lived a man by the sea. Is that how it goes? I think that's how it goes. Let's have a look. Yellow Submarine lyrics. Keyboard's upside down. Submarine lyrics. Right. Yeah, I was. In the town where I was born lived a man by the sea, and he told us of his life in the land of submarines. So we sailed into the sun till we found the sea of green, and we lived beneath the waves in a yellow submarine. We all live in a yellow submarine, yellow submarine, yellow submarine. We all live in a yellow submarine, yellow submarine, yellow submarine. And our friends are all aboard. Many more of them live next door. And the band begins to play. It begins to play. It begins to play. And we all live in a yellow submarine. Yellow submarine. Yellow submarine. We all live in a yellow submarine. Yellow submarine. Shit, that's a torpedo. Run! Not quite the official version, but my version has a different twist to the end. Right, anyway, that was good. I came to the end because I've finished now. I've done all three. Aren't I happy and joyful and nice at singing? Don't lie, I'm awful. I know I am. So I don't need the snips anymore, and I now have 3 more Von Ryan's Leapers ready to be painted, which I'm not ready to do yet because it's wet outside and I can't use my airbrush. But eventually they'll look something like those 3 or the other 9, 6 that I've got painted. 9, 10, yeah, that makes full 12. Now this section tries to tell you how to paint. So it tells you to go through base coats, which is just putting down your block colours, which I do. Like, for instance, with that one, I've just put green, yellow, purple, and I've not done anything else. And then it tells you to do the shades, which are all your washes. So things like Igrax Earthshade, if you want like a sepia overtone, things like that, or the absolutely can't do without Null Oil. This is cover all your mistakes in one foul swoop. Once you've done the shades, which is this area, so it goes from being grey to having that little texture, almost like a little bit on it, then it tells you to go through the highlights. Now, the highlights you can either go back through with the base colour and just like dink each little section round, and then, or you can do what I do, which is the dry brush method. But the same thing can be used on every single miniature that you get, and it will be. So as we go through the weeks, I will be going through them, and then you'll see what I mean by the same techniques and the same processes will work on every model and anything that you go through. So now for the last half hour, I get to cover, and what did it call it? It called it the Imperium, Vanguard Swarms, and Invasion Swarms. So those are the 2 army types for the Tyranids that we're going to be getting. Yes, she has. Irish wristwatch, 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 Irish wristwatch. I don't see what the difficulty is. It just kind of gives you a small slice Irish accent where you sit there and everything like that. So, first section is the Imperium. This section tells you what these are, which are the vast spires tower above smoke, choking smog of industry below. So you think of like Fifth Element, where it has all the cars flying above and then it drops down right near the beginning and goes through a big thick cloud of smog and then hits the layer underneath. Kind of like that. So, the Imperium is the greatest and most powerful empire humanity has ever known. Through zealotry and fervent belief, it claims dominion over a million worlds. Since its founding over 10,000 years ago, the Imperium has always been dedicated to war. It was first forged in the fires of the Great Crusade, a campaign to conquer the galaxy in the name of the Emperor that has never truly ended. The Imperium does not negotiate and does not surrender. All humanity must serve in its endless wars, whether it's as soldiers in the vast armies or as workers in its industries. The scale of the Imperium is vast. Entire planets are set aside to manage the labyrinthine bureaucracy. The Imperium will only stop when the entire galaxy is in its grasp and its dominance is absolute. Jesus! It's a bit intense, isn't it? Okay, so we have Defenders of Humanity. So, the Imperium's armies are as varied as they are vast. The ranks of its colossal crusades include holy warriors who worship the God Emperor through violence, genetically enhanced super soldiers, advanced combat cyborgs, and millions upon millions of human soldiers drawn from cultures and planets across the galaxy. Okay, I'll check that out off screen just because. Well, if you said apparently I did it okay and you said you failed, so I shan't embarrass you. So this picture up here tells us about the elite forces of the Space Marines, which are the superhuman genetically engineered soldiers. These big boys here. It's the same guy, that one, just painted differently. Okay, and then we have under the stern watch of a commissar, which basically is a man who stands there and goes, "You run, I shoot you." We have the Astra Militarum, who will generally, bombard their foes. So in this case, you actually put all the heavy weapons teams up on there. They will just bog you down with sheer bodies as well. They are meat for the meat grinder, and they just feed them in. Then you've got, as they said up here, you've got the holy warriors who worship him as a god, worship the God Emperor through violence, which is the Adeptus Sororitas, Sisters of Battle, also known as nuns with guns. Quite well. They're nice. They carry a lot of scriptures with them. They have a lot of people carrying crosses and books and tomes, and they will half lobotomize you and strap you into a killing machine just because they thought you did a little bit wrong. And finally, we get the absolutely batshit crazy nutters that believe technology is God and has spirits and stuff, which is the Adeptus Mechanicus. Most of them are cybernetic. They will quite happily lop flesh off to replace it with metal. They believe metal is the better way to go. So those are the four baseline human elements: genetically engineered Space Marines, standard humans, psychopathic nuns with guns, nutters that chop themselves up and replace parts with cybernetics. 4 parts of humanity. Seems normal safe, doesn't it? Next, we're going to move on to the Tyranids, and we're going to go start with the Vanguard swarms. So, in this case, the Tyranid swarm fights using advanced strategies and tactics. Before assaulting a world in force, the hive mind will dispatch stealthy packs of hunter-killers to infiltrate the planet's defenses. These Vanguard organisms will ruthlessly work to gather vital intelligence while spreading fear and disarray. So that's what these ones are actually for. These are the infiltratory type. So they sneak in, they get round and take out officials and any of the higher ups that they think they can do, and to disrupt the planet before the main fleet arrives. The Tyranids are an incredibly flexible fighting force with organisms. Learn to speak, lads. It does help. With organisms adapted for any form of warfare. Some of the most feared and sinister Tyranid war forms are the Vanguard organisms, who charge with vital early assaults on a prey planet. Chameleonic skin, razor-sharp talons, and the terrifying singular coordination shared by all the Tyranids makes these organisms the perfect scouts and assassins. Packs of gene stealers advance through the rusted tunnels and forgotten sewers, gathering key information on the world's defenders. Meanwhile, lictors stalk in the shadows, pouncing on key enemies. Their prey suffers a fate worse than death, as lictors use their long feeder tendrils to feast on the minds of their victims. It's called grimdark for a reason. No happy endings. Battle plans, troops deployments, and other vital strategic information is relayed synaptically to the hive mind, allowing the Tyranids to adapt their strategy further. Even more specialized and dangerous vanguard organisms exist. Amongst the most feared are the parasites of Mortrex, which infest their enemies with fast-growing broods of flesh-eating ripper swarms. So, yeah, that was nice. That was nice. They just inject lava into you so it eats its way out. Lovely. Well, here we have a picture of the Gene Stealers. Now, this is one unit I don't have any of, but they are a very iconic unit for Gene Stealers. So just wet the old whistle. Sorry, for Gene Stealers, cults, and for Tyranids, are a very iconic unit. Gene Stealers stalk ahead of the Tyranid hive fleets. They stow away on space hulks and in the cargo holds of vessels. When they reach a world rich in biomass, the Gene Stealers will psychically relay its position to the hive mind and wider swarm. The Gene Stealers are terrifying combatants. Their claws are razor sharp and can make a mockery of even the sturdiest armor. Yeah, as in stealing your DNA. They will corrupt humans. This is how they get the Gene Stealer cults, which we will come to eventually. Next section is the ambush tactics. It's used by the Vanguard swarms. They're using cunning tactics to slaughter their enemies. They use stealth and terrain to their advantage, never revealing themselves to the foe. As lictors and assassin beasts brutally dismantle the enemy's command structure, Gene Stealers, Von Ryan's Leapers, and more horrors besides launch deadly ambushes on terrified troops. So we did actually mention them this time, the Von Ryan's Leapers. They are the Vanguard. They sneak in, gather information, take out the key commanders and key areas, ambushing them, and then the rest of the fleet comes in. They don't clone you. What they do is they infect you slowly, and then over, say, like 2 or 3 generations, you'll stop looking human, and you'll start worshipping the Tyranids and welcoming them to the planet. But I'll get onto Gene Stealer cults in a little bit. Because at the moment, we're still covering just the hives themselves, the Tyranid hives. We also have invasion swarms. So no two Tyranid invasion forces are quite alike, but they're all equally terrifying to behold. Descending from the sky in biological landing craft, the Tyranid invasions will often consist of several towering synaptic beasts. Each of these will have total control of vast swarms of ferocious war organisms. Now, some of these I do have. Well, no, they don't clone you quite, Ali. What they do is they infect you, and then when you have a kid, that kid's a little bit more Gene Stealery. And then when that kid has a kid, it's a little bit more Gene Stealery than his parents. So it's kind of a gradual thing. They don't just do it as a bang. They just kind of slowly creep it in there. Mostly through the working population and the civilian population. So they'll work it in through that way. And then once they've got a big enough following that hasn't been taken out, they'll essentially cause an uprising on the planet, overthrow the imperial government that's on there, and summon the closest hive fleet to come and consume everything on the planet. It can take a while, but hey, if you throw enough nets out there, you catch a few, and they usually do. I forgot what I was up to. No, here I'm up to here. So, Tyranid invasions are swift and brutal. Having already gathered vital intelligence from the vanguard organisms, the invasion force will have been tailored by the hive mind to most effectively overwhelm the planet's defenders. On a fortified world, the Tyranids deploy broods of hulking armoured crushing carnifexes, while using tunneling beasts to burrow beneath the foe's defences. Should an enemy try to take out the Tyranids from above, the Tyranids will respond in kind with swarms of gargoyles and acid-spewing hive crones. Nice. The heart of every invasion force is its synaptic creature. In this case, it's one of these big ones. These are your synaptic creatures. Where for most conventional forces, commanders represent a point of vulnerability, the Tyranids, their leader beasts are bulwarks of horrific strength. The most common and most dreaded of their number are the Hive Tyrants, which I do not have one, but I would like one. It's that nice big boy there. That's the winged Hive Tyrant. Very nice model. Very, very nice model. Yes, it's a generational infection. It sounds weird, I know, but it's how they described it. The most common and the most dreadful of their numbers is the Hive Tyrant. These towering monsters skulk above their scuttling troops, scything down ranks of enemies and unleashing brutal fusillades of biological firepower. Joined in the hive mind, a Tyranid invasion reacts to every change in their opponent's tactics with sinister swiftness. So the Hive Fleet is split up usually into different tendrils, but they're all part of the hive mind. So they're all connected to each other. They all learn from what the other ones have done. So they won't fall for the same trick twice. So we're going to go through the basic troops. Oh, you mean the winged hive tyrant? Yes, it is kind of dragon-esque wings because it is biological. It is grow, unlike because the demons have dragon-esque type wings as well. I think the Imperium will usually have like angelic wings or manufactured mechanical wings, whereas Tyranids will grow them as necessary and then eat the tyrant afterwards once it's finished and grow another one should they need it. In this case, though, we do have the two smaller swarms. So we have the Termagants and we have Hormagants. Now, there is difference between them, obviously. Termagants are the chittering, scuttling front line of countless Tyranid forces. They fight as a great living tide of claws, teeth, and biological firepower. Some wield flesh borers, which launch deadly burrowing beetles towards their foe. Others fight with rifles that propel spikes of bone across great distances or spray enemies with swarms of devouring worms. So everything is biological with the Tyranids. It's all made, it's all natural. The ammo's grown, so to speak. Termagants are most dangerous when directed by a synapse creature, and it will fight fearlessly to accomplish the hive mind's goals. So you'll put these not so much on the front lines, but just behind it, so they can be coming up behind it to give the range back up as the front lines try to get in there with the claws, which is your Hormagants. Whereas Termagants wield an array of biological weapons, Hormagants are adapted to savage enemies in close combat. So they don't have any ranged weapons. Their alien musculature allows them to punch through flak armor and flesh, or to leap over enemy in cover to find their prey. Like Termagants, Hormagants are deployed by the hive mind in overwhelming numbers. A fortification may hold for a time against a horde of Hormagants, but eventually their ammunition will be spent, at which point they are devoured by the next wave. Lovely, aren't they? Fantastic creatures. And I've just knocked my camera again because I'm an idiot. Now, last time, I've already covered this section, which is the figure out how to use them. So we have the data sheet for the Von Rhein's Leapers again, which is the movement 10, toughness 5, a normal 4+ save, but they do have a 6+ invulnerable save, 3 wounds, 6 attacks each, so that's 6, 12, 18 attacks, which I covered on the little battle report a few months ago. And they can actually do some. Well, no, you wouldn't. You would never know, because if you were to meet them as one of people like we are walking down the street now, and we bump into one of these type of things, we wouldn't know about it. We'd just be a bubbling mass of biomaterial before we realised. So, what was we up to? There we are. It wants us to name them again. And then it runs through the mission. And the mission is very simple. Very simple. We take the Terminator Captain. Then we get 3 of our Leapers. And we pretend that we've not had a movement phase. And we've not had a shooting phase. And we've not had a charge phase. And we put them all in close combat like that. And then we follow the number of attacks. So in this case, 18 attacks for all 3 of these to attack him. See how many wounds he takes. I'm not doing it again because last time it was really, really bad rolls. I mean, ridiculously bad rolls. It is on my channel as a video instead of a live stream if you wish to see it. And you run it as I ran the last one, which was the Tyranny Prime against the Terminator Captain. You roll for one side, you roll for the other, and once one side's eventually gone, you have a winner. Ta-da. And it runs through you there. So, yeah. 3 pluses to hit, 4 pluses to wound for the Von Ryan's Leapers. And then 2 pluses to hit and 4 pluses to wound for the Space Marine. And again, you go through your save rolls. So a Space Marine would have a 3+ save, and the Von Ryan's Leapers would need a 6. They didn't last too long last time. They actually did all right last time. They did all right. They actually won a couple. And again, they give you another picture of, look at all the stuff that we want you to buy from us. At the back. So that's Combat Patrol Issue 2. Going through the lore and putting the models together. Bring them back down so you can actually see that they're there. Because they're hiding in the paints at the minute. And they're about to jump in at the back of it and make it a really, really one-way fight. Next issue will be a set of cards, which I'm not sure what they're going to be for, and 5 Infernus Marines. So we're going to learn about the moving and shooting phase, and we're going to explore the Space Marines a little bit more. Issue 4 is 3 paints and a brush. One of... where did I put it? I've just had it out. I just tried using it a minute ago for... oh, there it is. You get one of these. A Citadel starter brush, 3 paints, and a magazine that tells you how we're going to use data sheets. It tells you about the Silver Templars, which is a chapter specifically for Hachette Partworks, and it's going to roughly go through how to paint your models, which, as you can see, I'm already part way through. So that is everything for today. Might try and download this and chop it down into little videos to make it easier for some people to digest in little bits. But I just wanted to make sure that I got it covered for today because it came out today. And you want to see, these are my current brushes that I'm using, Ali. These are the ones that I'm currently in the process of using. That one I need to sort out because it's starting to curl. Wait a minute, let me finish off getting them. I'm not finished getting them yet. I'm not finished them. I'm not finished, right? So those are the ones that I'm in the process of using. And that's my tub. So, yes, I have a lot of brushes. You're welcome, Hal. I mean, if somebody can actually put up with my singing, all power to you, because I can't do it. But at that point, I'm coming close to where I've got to go to pick up my little one. So thank you very much for everybody for coming to see me today. And I'll see you on Monday, which I'm not sure what I'm going to do on Monday. And I'll try and cover the other issue 3, next week as well if I can. All right. So thanks for joining me, and I'll see you all next week.